So I've seen really growing interest in the work that we do coming from Silicon Valley. You know, I think that the fact that we're tapping into diversity in the tech sector, that's a big issue now. We're tapping into youth employment, we're tapping into transforming education and how we prepare young people for the jobs of the future. And I think all of those I mean, they're such huge problems to be solved, no? And I think that has been a way of getting connected with big players interested in solving those problems, not only here but also abroad. So some of our main funders are actually based out of Silicon Valley, like Google.org, for example, or a Media Network, or Draper Richard Kaplan Foundation. And I mean, those are really great partnerships to have. The borderline between non-profits and for-profits, or impact or mission-driven for-profits, is becoming more and more blurry. And it's great to find partners and funders that understand that, you know, and I think Omidyar is a great example. It's the same team that invests in for-profits and non-profits, and they've learned to treat their investment in non-profits the same way that they've traditionally dealt with investments in for-profits. And for us, that's something, it's just so beneficial, you know, compared to traditional grant making, where it's really not so much grantee-centric, but it's more about how do you respond to the needs of the funder. So this trend, I think it's the right way to go. And I think in many ways, philanthropic investments should be treated as, you know, private investments. You don't expect the same financial returns, but you expect big social returns in turn of that. In terms of advice for scale, I mean, I think that the first thing would be, don't expect it to be perfect. I think it's having a well-oiled machine is gonna take a little bit of time. At the beginning, you know, for us, one of the hardest things has been how do we make sure that the level is consistent, you know, that the teams are performing, that we have a culture that's organizational wide, you know, not only in the centers, and I think that you need to be patient. You know, these things take a little bit of time, but if you focus the efforts where they should be, then it ends up working out. And the other thing is, it's just so hard to do it alone, so don't take that path, you know. Partner with people, build partnerships with other organizations, you know, have a local network. Like, I would never expect to know more about a particular sector in Sao Paulo or in Mexico than someone that's been there and worked there for many years. So I think you also need to be humble about adapting your model and bringing in the people that can give you the right insights and make them feel part of the work that you're doing.